Hello everyone, welcome to the 2025 Livonia Churchill Chargers Banquet. This banquet was held on November 25th, 2025. This banquet is to show the appreciation and respect to all the coaches and players for another season. This is the heavily edited version of the night, which features no dead air to help keep this video as short as possible. You'll find multiple timestamps in the video description beneath the video, so you can easily jump from award to award to senior speeches delivered by their coaches for your listening convenience. I do want to thank our network sponsors one last time for making this second year of broadcasting Churchill football so special. Hemlock Insurance, Looney Baker, Michigan Educational Credit Union, Old World Style Almonds, Preferred Dental, Quick Stop Oil Change, Raphael's Pizza, Shook Heating and Cooling, The Big Smile, and Truck Central. I hope everyone has or had a tremendous Thanksgiving, as well as Christmas, holiday season, and a terrific New Year. Without further delay, here is the edited version of the 2025 Livonia Churchill Chargers Banquet. Enjoy.
Okay, tonight's agenda should be in front of you. Might be labeled game plan, which is kind of fitting, so you guys can kind of follow along, and you can anticipate and know what to expect for the rest of the night. We'll stay here as a group for a few remarks and presentations, then we'll split off into our individual ceremonies at some point. When we do split off, varsity will remain here and freshmen will go out those doors, turn left, and then up on the other side of this wall will be some chairs and a podium set up so they can finish their ceremony. I'll be as brief as I can. I know football banquets can be drawn out due to the size of the team, but I think it's important that we honor the hard work that goes into a football season. Personally, for me, this is my 26th banquet, going from player to coach. So I know what goes into banquets. We don't want to go too fast, but we don't want to go too slow. So I appreciate everyone's time. Season recaps. I'm going to start here. We'll start with the freshman team, 9-0. Took care of business. It's a very talented class. I'm not going to run from that. And if they combined their talent with hard work and what we've been doing here essentially since 2010, they're going to win a lot of football games and championships. So there's a caveat there that it's got to continue and it's got to be combined with hard work. But I have good faith that they will take care of business moving forward in their high school career. So a great season by our freshman team. Varsity, we finished 2-7. Unfortunately, we lost too many close games. We lost 5 games by 1 score or less. Play here or there, and we could have had our season could have looked much differently. And I do credit our players and coaches for continuing to seek weekly improvement. Many life lessons were still learned regardless of our results, and that still matters more when it comes to, in my opinion, high school sports. And you know, we talked about it all year. I refuse to let players feel sorry for themselves. That's a life lesson that wasn't allowed this year, and they did a great job of responding to that. So regardless of our record, that doesn't define me. It doesn't define our players, our seniors as humans. They're all great young men, and they powered through a season where things didn't always go our way. And in life, some things aren't going to go your way, and they'll be better humans for it. So the record wasn't there, but I still would coin it a good season. So hats off to the varsity for never giving up and powering through. Okay, why keep the group here for the first kind of chunk of this presentation? I like to do the majority of the academic stuff. I want the young guys and the young parents to see the importance of our academic representatives, our awards. And we're going to start with our Scholar Athlete Awards. The Churchill Athletic Department is pleased to recognize the Scholar Athletes in the fall program. The award winners will receive a KLA patch for the first accomplishment, and then a Varsity Gold Scholar Pin Bar for each subsequent award received. To be recognized, the student athlete will need to meet the following standards: be a 10th through 12th grade member of a varsity team, earn a letter in that sport, have a cumulative grade point average of at least 3.25, Receive at least a 3.25 grade point average for the first card marking period of the first semester with no grade lower than a C. There's a lot going on. The following students will be recognized here tonight for their amazing academic achievement. I will call their name. They will come up and either they will get a patch or a bar, and I will do my best. And again, throughout the night, if there's any mistakes made, just communicate with me, whether it be on the spot or after. Nothing's done with poor intent, okay? If there's any mistakes, just communicate. We'll get it fixed, all right? And again, if you feel like you should have been a scholar athlete, communicate with me, and then we'll get you in contact with our athletic director who makes these, who makes the call on these things, okay? First up, Sage Adams. Oliver Bertera. Aiden Burkle. Aaron Cerrone. Caleb Conley. Emanuel Cruz-Santiago. Third time, fourth time, fifth time, whatever it is. Too many, that's good, I love it. Logan Flack. Isaac Groth. Joey Groth. Adam Linton. Ethan Mezigian. Eli Richlinsky. Max Schwesing. Oh, yeah. You've gotten this before, right? Okay, I thought you were a first timer, so you get a patch. You're at one. You got one before. Ali Talib. Ezra Volk. You need a patch now. Sorry. I'll take the pin for you. Have you gotten one? No. Okay. Dalvon Wideman. Again, varsity letter players, if you feel like you met the scholar athlete requirements, see me after, we can talk. But congrats to those guys, our scholar athletes. That's a big deal. It's a big deal. Okay, next I want to call up Coach Plocha. He's going to go over our academic all-state recipients.
The Michigan High School Football Coaches Association Academic All-State Award is awarded to seniors who have a minimum of a 3.5 GPA. Their SAT scores are also considered and go into determining who is awarded Academic All-State. This year's winners of the MHS FCA Academic All-State Awards are as follows. Emanuel Cruz-Santiago. Logan Flack. Isaac Groth. Ethan Mezigian. Max Schwesing. Ali Talib. And Mr. Dalvon Wideman.
Yeah, congrats to those guys. Nobody won that award last year. I should say nobody earned that award last year, so that's really good to have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's only 13 in that senior class, and 7 of them earned that award. Okay, next I want to go over our all-conference players. Our all-conference players are selected by the coaching staffs across the KLA. Each team receives a certain number of nominations, and those numbers are based on the team's performance. Simply put, the more games you win, the more selections you receive. Unfortunately, when you only win 2 games, you are limited to 2 first-team nominations. However, every team does receive 4 honorable mention selections. These decisions can be straightforward at times and challenging at others. Every year, there are always 1 or 2 players you could make a strong case for being included. Our coaching staff takes a holistic approach when making these selections. We consider overall performance, effort, leadership, how many sides of the ball a player contributes on, and many other factors. I will start with, and most of this is already public, but we're still going to honor these gentlemen here tonight. We'll start with our all-conference honorable mention team. All right, we will start with Peyton Gout. Max Schwesing. Isaac Sneed. Dalvon Wideman. Our first team, all conference members, Ali Talib. And our next member, you could take it to him, Isaac Groth. Okay, next, our all-region. We had 1 player. This is nominated by coaches in the area. This is voted on strictly by other head coaches in our area, Division II coaches most notably. I pushed hard for 3 of our seniors. It's pretty much based on nothing but stats. So, you have to kind of get on a Zoom call and push hard for your players. And, you throw 3 darts, and we were lucky enough to have 1 land. And it's been quite some time since we had, let alone 3 that were, in my opinion, worthy of being considered for all region. But honored that we at least had 1 representative on there. This young man had an incredible turnaround. I had head coaches coming to me before games asking me if this was the same Ali. They thought this was a different Ali, a different human named Ali. I'd like to take credit for his turnaround or attribute his turnaround to other coaches, but cannot. He put the work in. He always was a hard worker inside and outside of the classroom, but he really addressed his diet and things took off for him. Ali threw for 1,225 yards and 12 touchdowns. He also rushed for 587 yards and 7 touchdowns. Ali is a living example of how to never give up on yourself and how sometimes all it takes is 1 really dedicated offseason to turn things around. Congrats, Ali Talib. Okay, now just some other program news and notes here, moving right along. As a high school football coach, I've come to understand that much of what we do is thankless work. Myself, growing up in a blue-collar family, I was taught the value of job well done over job well said. Even today, I feel sometimes uncomfortable being thanked for things I see simply part of the responsibility. That said, I would be remiss if I didn't take a moment to sincerely thank those who have helped who have been outstanding teammates both to our players and our coaching staff. Your support does not go unnoticed. I want to thank anyone who has volunteered this season. Golf outings, team dinners, 50-50, chain gangs, spotters, stats, video, film, concession stand, and or banquet planning. If you were any of those people, please stand right now. Even just one game holding the chains. I appreciate you. We appreciate you. And I think that's just, honestly, it's way easier than me trying to remember everyone's name, because then I'm inevitably going to forget someone and feel really, really bad. So I appreciate you. I also want to thank the parents for supporting your son and the coaching staff behind the scenes. I think that's a lost art. I think that's important, especially in a hard sport like football. Football is hard because it has to be. It's one of the hardest, if not the hardest sport on earth to play. It isn't the parents' role to question coaching decisions as much as it's easy to be going to mama bear and papa bear mode sometimes, and I understand that. That's not really your job, but it is the role of a parent to support what the coaches are teaching and try to reinforce the way we guide and care for their sons. We are truly fortunate enough to have parents, and we've had parents for a very long time, that put their trust in us as coaches and trust in our program, and we appreciate that. I want to say thank you to my coaching staff. Thank you to the adults on our staff to continue to make an impact on today's youth, and thank you for supporting me. Our coaching staff spends countless hours, often giving up, if not parts of their Sunday, their entire Sundays, to try to put your son in the best position possible, specifically on varsity, to win games. And a saying that we kind of throw around quite a bit at Churchill is, it takes what it takes. There is no blueprint or game plan. Sometimes it takes what it takes. We have a great nucleus of coaches here at CHS, and it will remain that way for the foreseeable future, and that's a great feeling. I also want to say thank you to the football wives and girlfriends for releasing us to do what we love to do. Personally, without my wife's support, I couldn't do this, so thank you, Lauren. I also want to thank our support staff. People on the peripheral, anyone, obviously, if you don't know who Paige Thornton is, other than by name, good. I mean, your son didn't come home with an injury or wasn't banged up and bruised up, but Paige Thornton is amazing at what she does. It's trust me, talk to other coaches. We talk to other coaches. Sometimes athletic trainers can get in the way sometimes, and she does a good job of balancing that in sports, you're going to play through some things, and there's a difference between being hurt and injured, and she knows what that line is. She's a former athlete herself. I think she still is a part-time coach at Michigan State, so she understands that line. So she gets it. So thank you to Paige Thornton. She's awesome. The kids know her, and it's awesome. Thank you to Chris Barbas for taking our stats this year, Erick Cassar for running the radio, Jordan Roman for helping with film, and Caleb Lebar for also helping with film. Thank you to Bob Pageant. His website, if you don't know, parents, Pageant, photographic.com. He does things like this, and again, he's not telling me to say these things, and he'll probably get upset, but, he's been doing this for free. Then I can say now for decades for our program. All his sons came through our program and played football through the Orioles, through Churchill, and he's damn good at what he does. So if you need some photography needs, go talk to Bob. Sorry, Bob. Probably didn't want me to say that, but I did. But no, he's done a great job. He also put together the yearbooks for our seniors. He does a really good job, and I appreciate him always. He actually came out of high school coaching retirement and coached with us on the freshman program this year, which was awesome to have him back. I want to say thank you to Livonia Orioles. They don't get enough credit, in my opinion, helping build our future Chargers. The future is as bright as it's ever been since I've been at Churchill. And I want to personally thank the main catalyst for that kind of, I would say, resurgence, so to speak. Couple of the gentlemen are here tonight, but Corey Stanley, Paulo Hernandez, Travis Sidaway, and Mike Potvin, all Churchill people and great mentors to our upcoming Chargers. Give a hand to those four gentlemen, please. Good friends of mine, people that we want our youth around. Okay, great role models. Moving on, kind of off-season remarks, and typically in most high school football programs, this is where a different coach would come up. Not every program, but the vast majority of programs, the head coach is not the strength conditioning guy. Well, I am, and I have been since 2010. So it's a unique role I play. Being now the head coach and the strength guy, no one spends more time around your kid than me. So I have to take a moment here and kind of talk to you about the off-season things. Kind of charted it out this past offseason, and it'll be very similar moving forward this offseason. Just kind of give every parent and guest in here an idea of what we do kind of behind the scenes and how much work that goes on in the game of football. 300 hours of workout time. That's not including meetings, 7-on-7, camps, and practices. I take great pride in that. It truly takes a village to raise a child, and I feel honored to be a part of that, of your child's village. Football seasons are important. Playing multiple sports is the best way to become more competitive on the football field. Fun fact, of the 253 players selected in the 2025 NFL Draft, 222 played at least one additional sport in high school. That's 88%. The point is, even now professional athletes did not specialize in high school. Okay, so mom and dad, don't let your kid come home and say, oh, I'm just going to lift. No, okay? Lifting weights and sprinting is important. It is the best way to get faster and stronger, but it's not the best way to become more competitive, okay? I already said it. The best way to become more competitive is playing other sports. Your son needs to get himself out there, get into an uncomfortable situation, and compete against other athletes, okay? Hard work gets replaced by nothing, and nothing replaces hard work. Like I've said for many years at CHS, if you don't work, you don't eat. And directly to the parents, I say this at the start of every offseason, please do not allow your son to choose a job or a girlfriend over sports or football. These things can coexist. They truly can. It's about balance, and we know this as adults. But school and sports come first, at least they do in my family. Okay? High school athletics is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and the time to commit is now. Every player in this program is expected to meet our standards. Anything less means they will not be a part of our program. I refuse to coddle players. I am fair. But coddling players only leads to enablement, and in my experience, enablement only leads to disablement in the future. And if coaches really are an important component to a family's village, we cannot allow enablement. So thanks for your support moving forward. To the seniors, I hope you guys carry life lessons with you that we've been preaching to you guys for all these years. Some of you way back, elementary school, upper L, all the way since Frost. Some of you are coming to my youth lifting camps and things of those nature, okay? Things of that nature. Keep going. Carry that into adulthood. People ask me all the time, hey, what kind of young man is so-and-so? And my answer is, I don't know. Because I won't know until he's 24, 25, 26, 27, 20 years old. Okay? Hopefully these lessons will pay off in the mid-20s and late 20s. Okay? So just again, carry the life lessons that you've received from playing football, and you guys will be just fine. All right? One more off-season thing here, and this is voted on by the players. This is a yearly thing we've been doing. We're going to continue doing. It's an important component of our program. We have the players as they turn equipment in. Every player, from a varsity standpoint, they vote for off-season leaders. We do leadership training. Usually starts like in January and February. So it's usually bi-monthly. I sit this group down, and we have training. So it's one thing to anoint a kid who's 15, 16, say, you're a leader. A lot of programs do that. And then the kid goes, cool, what does that look like? Especially these days, they don't know what that looks like. I sit them down, and I show them what it looks like with literature and things of that nature. So this is very important, and we'll get these guys coached up. And they learn from a great group who kind of reset some things. We had great leadership this year, great leadership. They led the way. There was no bickering. It was fantastic. So kudos to our leadership that's exiting out of our football program. And these are going to be the guys that's going to keep that trend going for us and keep the momentum going. So again, voted on by the players and affirmed by me. I had no issues with these guys at all. In no particular order. I'm just going to kind of call their names out. You don't need to come up or anything like that. But I'll call out some names. You guys give them a round of applause. But we've got 6. We typically have 4 to 6. This year's off-season leaders, Sage Adams, Isaac Butt. The one holdover, which is good. All right, Isaac Sneed. John Moore, Aaron Cerrone, Jack Farron, and Joey Groth. Okay, at this time, freshman team and supporters, you guys can make your way out the double doors, turn left, and once you're done with your freshman ceremony, you guys are good for the night. Thank you for coming. Varsity, stick around. All right, we're going to start with our, we're going to hand out our varsity certificates and awards. We're going to start with our returning letter winners. Again, very much like our academic awards. If we miss someone, I've gone over this stuff 3 or 4 times, multiple different rosters and versions. It's not on purpose. All this stuff is done with love and care. If we forget someone, just raise your hand. I'll fix it. We'll get it done. And sometimes there's mix-ups on, did he earn a letter in track? Did he earn a letter already in wrestling? So if there's that mistake, we'll get it fixed. I'll get it fixed. So just communicate that, and we'll get it fixed. All right? Okay, returning letter winners. All right? Again, whether it be football or another sport, these gentlemen should already have earned a letter in another sport. So we'll call these guys up, and we'll get going. Returning letter winners, Sage Adams. Carter Brown. Emanuel Cruz-Santiago. Aiden Cunningham. Logan Flack. Peyton Gout. Isaac Groth. Braylon Hall. Amaryus Hewlett. Jamal Hughes. Ethan Mezigian. John Moore. He got one in track, didn't he? Yeah, that's what I thought. Khahiem Reynolds. Michael Resda. Isaac Sneed. Max Schwesing. Ali Talib. Ezra Volk. Dalvon Wideman. Okay, these should be our new letter winners. Nathan Amend. Abdullah Al-Uaimi. I got it. Yallah. Alex Barr. It was right? Wallah. Oliver Bertero. Aiden Burkle. Evan Borowski. Aaron Cerrone. Caleb Conley. Jack Farron. Joey Groth. Adam Litton. Nico Kerwin. Jeffrey Meeker. Not here. Eli Richlinski. George Solomon. Levi Timberlake. Nathan Turner. Okay, next we're going to do our senior spotlight where coaches come up and talk about players from their position group. After our senior spotlight, we will go through some of our team awards and some closing remarks, and then we'll have the seniors take a moment, if they so choose, to come up to the podium and say their thank yous, and then we'll be done for the night. I will start off with, if he's ready, Coach Deane, who will be coming up. If you're ready, Coach, talk about Ali.
Not everyone's 6'6", Coach. Jeez. Alrighty, like Coach Feigel said, I'm Coach Deane. I had the privilege of being Ali's quarterback coach, co-offensive coordinator for the last 2 years. Second year on the program, so when I first came to here, I was told we had a junior quarterback named Ali Talib, and that he's coming off a knee injury, and we didn't really know what to expect with him coming up to varsity for the first time. But when I first met Ali, I noticed right away how smart, hardworking, football fanatic, humble, competitive, had such a desire to be great at what he did right off the rip, and just somebody that wanted to put his best foot forward every day. And as a coach, that's all you can ask for, is for somebody just to give it their all every single day and trust you to do that. You know, his junior season, he really showed a lot of flashes to what he could be. Ali would tell you that the thing that he probably lacked the most was just the consistency in his mental process and feeling confident in himself as a quarterback, which how that can impact you on and off the field. So I asked Ali after his junior year what he wanted to get out of his senior year. He told me he wanted to be the best player he could be, make the playoffs, and play college football. And I said, okay. And then I challenged him to kind of manifest that and take care of some things on and off the field that he needed to do. And let me tell you what, he controlled everything he could control. He lost 40 pounds, became one of our strongest football players. Got a speed and agility trainer, worked with me since March 2 to 3 days a week, and then outside of that did his own football stuff with his dad and continued to work on his craft. So he set himself up for the best success that he could have, and that clearly showed with the honors that he had today from Coach Feigel that he mentioned, all region, all first team, all conference. It was really, really fun watching Ali get more and more confident as the offseason went on and into the season. Just a lot of aha moments, and as a coach, you just love seeing a kid figure out that the confidence that he can do this and just the little things as a quarterback that you just get more comfortable doing. Though we didn't win as much as we wanted to, Ali showcased all the hard work he put in by having one of the greatest single-season turnarounds in CHS history. That doesn't just happen. That is a direct evidence of all the hard work that he put in, and I can't tell you how proud I am of you. Outside of just football, I'm more proud of the young man Ali is. His commitment to being the best version of himself physically and mentally, and his value will always be more than anything you do as a football player. I can't wait to see what happens for you in your football journey next and the years that follow. Truly honored and privileged to be your coach these last 2 years. Forever in your corner, QB1. Love you.
All right, up next, Coach Lebar, if you're ready. Speaking for or about Dalvon and Khahiem.
Hello, everyone. First off, I just want to thank all the seniors. We kind of started this whole thing together, you guys as freshmen, and it was my first year coaching, so I want to thank all you guys, and obviously thank you to all the parents. Dalvon Wideman will be the first person I talk about. Dalvon played slot and safety for us this year. He's been a staple of my coaching career and my life for the past couple of years. He's taught me a lot, and I can only hope I taught him something as well. One of my favorite things about Dalvon is his toughness. Throughout his career, and no surprise to some of you if you guys are obviously around him, he has played through a lot of injuries, but he played a lot of football. And for one, I am very grateful that he put his body on the line a lot for our team and for not being selfish. I want to also bring up how smart he is. Obviously, when we were going over all the academic stuff, he was mentioned a lot. Him being very smart and knowing what to do, a lot of the time it allowed me to kind of focus on our younger players as we had a lot of younger guys, kind of develop them. So I'm very grateful for that. And there's no doubt that he would never know the play, so it was awesome. I want to thank you very much for just being a fun and great person to be around all the time. Obviously, football forces us to be together a lot, and I'm glad I got to spend it with you. Dalvon Wideman. Yep. Second person, Khahiem Reynolds. Khahiem played wide receiver and DB for us this year. This man right here is one dudes that every coach wants on their team. He absolutely exceeded my expectations this year. In our offense, it's hard to know multiple roles, and while wide receivers are both out wide, they're vastly different in every way. Khahiem learned both, if I remember correctly, and never got them mixed up. And having the ability to play multiple positions is an extreme luxury, and I know for a fact I did not thank you enough for doing that this year, so I want to thank you for that. I will miss you, and I will miss you being one of my running backs when we ran the T in Scout. That was always very fun to watch. Thank you very much. I just want to make sure you know that. Khahiem Reynolds, everyone.
Okay, Coach Brooks.
All right, I'm here to talk about Aiden Cunningham. He is the only senior that I had at linebacker today. And this season, we had a lot of young kids, and Aiden was instrumental in coaching them up on the field, at practice, during games. We had a rotation at the other linebacker position. And so I cannot thank him enough for all the hard work that he put in. And he ended his senior season with a lot of hard work and coaching ability. And so, Aiden Cunningham, thank you so much for the season.
Okay, it's my turn to talk about a couple of my seniors. First up will be Jamal Hughes. Jamal had a really good senior year. Jamal has always been a very quiet young man, but would always be willing to do anything we needed him to do, and always put his best foot forward, and sometimes that's all you can ask out of players. Every single snap he played this year earned, and that was based upon his hard work, and that was earned at practice. He did everything we asked him to do, anything we needed him to do at practice. Hey, go play right tackle, go play left tackle. Hey, go play the right 4-eye, play the left 4-eye, play nose tackle. He would do it all. And that was part of us trying to find a spot for him, knowing that we wanted to get him on the field and knowing that versatility is maybe the quickest path. And that's kind of a cheat code the players know, that the more versatile you are, the chances of you playing go up. He was very coachable. He's a very good young man, and that's an important life skill. I hear he's going into maybe follow Dad's footsteps a little bit into the HVAC world. That's going to be a very good field for you, very good field. I wish Tramal nothing but the best in the future. I know he will do great things. Tramal Perez Hughes. Come in. Manny, come on up. Manny is a true leader, a true model of what you wish more players would be like. I go back to, I believe it was his 9th or 10th grade year. The school, as usual, I'm usually their first call. Anytime the school needs something done, get a hold of the football coach, which that's fine. I'm not complaining. It's a smart move. And the school needed a bunch of mulch laid, and I had to round up 10 kids quickly. And they were like, "We have some mulch to be laid." Now, naturally, me being this, even to this day, 15 years in, I'm, overly ambitious coach. I'm like, "Yeah, we'll get mulch laid, no problem. Where's it at?" Like, "Oh, right outside the school." Cool. And I go out there and it's 4 pallets. I'm like, "Well, you didn't tell me it was 400 bags." Like that's information that I could have used about 5 minutes ago, and Manny took over. I had to go run workouts. They didn't tell me any of this stuff. And Manny's like, "Don't worry, coach, I'll handle this." And he literally took over. I knew at that point, I'm like, this is a rare trait for a teenage boy to have. Never complains, simply does whatever is needed to get the job done. I don't think I've ever heard an excuse come out of his mouth. Happy to be here, happy to be alive, just a positive young man. He voluntarily played JV football as a junior, which is always a little bit of can be a little bit of a hairy conversation, a sticky conversation with some young men. It wasn't with him. He knew right away, I want to do this because maybe he saw the kids we had last year. He wasn't going to play. He knew he could get some playing time. He kind of had a big picture view that, hey, I might play a lot my senior year. Let me get some reps. And that's what he did. And I'd be lying to you if I thought he would have played this much his senior year. He did. When I go back to, again, stories, I remember week 1, and it might have been maybe week 2. I don't know. They all kind of mesh sometimes. But I looked at Manny. He was beat red, sweating. It was a timeout. And players know not to ask me for a break because I'm going to say no unless they truly, truly need it. And I was like, you all right, Manny? He looked right at me and goes, I'm fine, Coach. I'm a wrestler. I'm like, that's the kind of guy I'm talking about, all right? So it's absolute testament to his intestinal fortitude and a commitment to being unapologetically himself. Manny, carry that mindset with you into adulthood and you will be successful. Emanuel David Cruz-Santiago. You're welcome to wrestling, bud. Yeah, man. All right, Coach Smith, come on up.
As a large human, these portable stages always make me a little nervous. I don't know about some of the rest of y'all.
It's big fellow proof. You're good.
All right, bet. Let's get Ethan and Mari up here. All right, time for the librarian glasses. Since Ethan's standing right next to me, I guess we'll talk about Ethan first. I had the pleasure of knowing the family for pretty much 15 years, and that's a good thing. Okay, that's a good thing. Ethan's a 4-year member of our football program, and I could not have been happier with how Ethan's senior season finished up. Most notably, and don't take this the wrong way, he finished the season. If you know anything about Ethan, we had the injury bug got most of his sophomore and junior years, so just the fact that he was able to come out, compete for a spot, earn a spot, and the body of work that he put in, his teammates decided that he should be one of their captains. Just the fact that he also on defense managed to learn 2 completely different positions. On offense, he played X and Y, and I fully believe that Ethan knew the entire concept of all of our pass game and the full concept of all of our defensive schemes. And that just kind of speaks to the kind of student that Ethan is, both on the field and in the classroom. In addition to all that, he's also one of our track and field captains and an all-conference pole vaulter, and I am blessed enough to be able to work with Ethan in the spring as well. Ethan Mezigian. So I remember having a conversation with Mari's mom at a track meet, and I was like, a lot of questions were asked and answered that day. I just saw the kind of tenacious guy he was on the basketball court, and then he showed up in March and he said, Coach, I'm going to run and jump. And I'm like, all right, this is cool. And then I'm like, he could probably play a little ball. So we ended up having a great conversation at Brighton High School that morning, and then Mari came to everything. He was, they use the term gym rat in basketball, and he's that way in basketball, but it would take a lot for him to even miss 1 rep in practice. He's an energy guy. He ended up, so he was on most of our special teams units at the start of the year as a first-year player, and if you can get just that out of a first-year guy, that's a big accomplishment. Then he started getting his feet wet, and then we saw the effort that he played with on the field. At no point could I look at Amaryus's his game tape and say, yeah, he took that play off. Yeah, he's kind of loafing there. 100% effort, running his tail around the field, and after like 6-7 games during the year, he earned himself a starting spot. And I think about, I'm standing next to Amaryus, I'm 6 feet tall, I'm not trying to throw shade, but Franklin thought they could pick on him, and they threw back-to-back vertical balls, and they're like, okay, let's pick on the short kid, and then they didn't complete the ball, and then they kind of gave up on that. And that's just the kind of kid he is. He's scrappy, he works his tail off, and I'm just so very happy that you decided to come out for football this year as a senior, and look forward to seeing you hoop it up in the winter. Amaryus Hewlett.
Coach Barrick will be coming up to talk about Max, Logan, and Isaac, and Peyton. Full load there.
I think we're probably all thinking we should have did this one at a time. But if you know these guys, you know this is exactly how it should be done. Before I talk about anybody individually, this group of guys, including Manny and Jamal, are instrumental to what we were trying to accomplish as an offensive line group. I took over the O-line last year, and I couldn't have asked for a better group of kids to help make that transition possible. And so, Peyton, if you know Peyton, Peyton's got a personality. That's one way to say it. Peyton, we We always do these things during camp to try to make meetings lighter. And one of the things was, what can I do to help you motivate you for the day? And Peyton's answer was a high five. So as ridiculous as that is, that became a thing. Every single practice, the first thing I did when I got there is I always looked for Peyton, and I gave him a high five. And, you know, it's that kind of stuff that you really come to enjoy, and it's the little stuff. And then Logan probably had it the hardest out of anybody up here. 3 years ago, I started helping out, and I decided, you know, Logan's going to be the guy that I really rely on. And I definitely made a good choice in that. I'm sure there are many, many times in the last 3 years that Logan didn't appreciate that choice. But he ended up being me on the field at all times. I would always go to him that, hey, can you calm Max down a little bit? Hey, what's Isaac thinking? Because Isaac's never going to tell me. So I really thank Logan for everything he did for me. And he definitely answered the bell, and I think he definitely exceeded a number of people's expectations, except for what I and Logan both knew that he could do. Isaac's one way to put it is a tough kid, and you know, you'd heard a couple coaches talk about being able to play this position or that position. You know, if you paid attention to the O-line, we probably had like 35 different combinations this year, 45 different combinations last year, and not once did I ever ask Isaac if he's okay if he goes here or goes there. Because Isaac's a kid that I knew that I could say, hey, you're the left tackle this series. Hey, you're the right tackle this series. And I don't have to worry about if Isaac can handle it. Isaac's just going to do it. He might not appreciate it, but he's going to do it. And he knows exactly what to do. And Max. Max is a passion guy. You know, we say that, they kind of laugh a little bit because if you have a passion guy, sometimes it goes over the top. But at the same time, you know, he brought the energy and everything we always needed. And learning from him, talking to him, figuring out how to make everything work. Like, Max was always the guy that I knew if things were going in our direction and everybody was on the same page, Max was going to be the driving force. And he's a hands-down leader. And I look forward to seeing what all four of these guys can accomplish. Because as we've seen the records, we know what they can do when things are not going too well. And I'm excited to see what happens when they start winning in life.
Okay, that concludes some of our senior spotlight speeches. Now we're going to go into our team awards, and I'm going to go in a particular order, kind of a reverse order, so to speak. I'm going to start with our legacy awards. Our legacy awards are awards we hand out to our 3-year starter players that started for 3 consecutive seasons. We have 3 of those young men. I purposely made them sit down so they can get back up and come back up here. Peyton Gout, Isaac Groth, and Max Schwesing. Okay, next up. So let me start by saying this first. I will say, we hand out a lot of awards. These to me represent game balls, which we can't really hand out during the season. You guys probably see that in the NFL. Footballs are like $125 a ball. No way. All right. So this is a better platform to do it. So I see this as, yes, we hand out a lot of awards. This is kind of like an old Oprah Winfrey show. Everyone gets an award sometimes, but this is stuff that's, in my opinion, earned. So just kind of wanted to start off by saying that. Next, we're going to go into our coaches awards. This might be some of my favorite awards, and I'll kind of give you a brief description of what they are. These are nominated by coaches only. This is not kind of like, this isn't like a team vote. I'll let you know when we get to that section. The coaches award is not an individual award in the same sense as, say, most valuable player, because it's intended to go to a player who personifies team play, who best exemplifies the character, leadership, courage, and devotion to duty, self-sacrifice, and above all, an unselfish concern for the team ahead of himself. So again, these are our grinders. These are our kids that have true grit, and the kids that, frankly, are usually some of our tougher kids. In no particular order. First, we have 3 of them this year. Our first coaches award goes to a young man who we didn't know was even going to play this year. Sustained an injury, maybe late wintertime-ish, who knows on the timeline. Had knee surgery, got it cleaned up, cleaned out, and was just chomping at the bit to come back. And we were super cautious and careful and followed doctor's orders. And he found his way back probably 2 weeks, 3 weeks ahead of schedule, which was awesome and a testament to his courage and his hard work to rehabbing his body. Sage Adams. Next Coach's Award. This young man, I think he's one that comes around every so often. I have a favorite saying, because this comes up a lot. You always get the, listen, as a parent myself, I will never blame a parent for being worried or concerned about the game of football, and it's the risks that come with it. I'll never run from that stuff. There is a risk. There's a risk in everything we do in this world. But I still think the rewards far outweigh the risks. And, anytime I'm talking to, let's be honest here, mommies who frankly never played the game, but I digress. One of the things I tell people all the time is you never hear people say they regret playing football. You hear people say they regret not playing football. That is a God's honest truth. I've never heard one person in my life, and I've been on this earth for almost 42 years, ever look me straight in the face and say, I shouldn't have played football. But I can count dozens of people, who have said, man, I should have played football. And when it's gone, it's gone. And it's hard to describe and put that into terms sometimes. And every once in a while, every 3-4 years, we get a young man who comes out, maybe his sophomore year, maybe his junior year, maybe his senior year. And those are the exact words that come out of his mouth. Man, coach, why didn't I come out sooner? And my response is usually, told you so. All right, but we can't make people play football. The next Coach's Award goes to Amaryus Hewlett. Good job, bud. This next one here, tough, hard-nosed young man, quiet, is probably the definition. I guess if you looked up like what we would want to be defined as, if you looked up Churchill football in a dictionary, you'd put his mugshot right there in the dictionary, Isaac Smead. Okay, moving on. We like to give out a Rising Junior Award, and this year it goes to a young man that, again, if we would have won maybe even just one more game, we would have gotten more selections in the All-Conference. He was probably All-Conference worthy. This young man had 21 receptions for 327 yards, 5 touchdowns, and a huge onside recovery for John Glenn to give us a chance to come back in that game. This year's Rising Junior Award, John Moore. All right, next we have, this young man's going to really earned both of these awards. What I've got next is a Most Improved. We have 2 Most Improved awards, all right, but I'm going to start with this young man because he's a little bundle-rooski here. Most Improved and Iron Man Award, all right. I had to speak about him. He was one of my seniors, D lineman. I'm not going to go back over it. There's nothing much more to say. Emanuel Cruz-Santiago. Lots of hardware. Okay, our last Most Improved player. Again, you're not going to get anyone arguing this one. Again, it's been said. I'm not going to repeat it. Talib, Most Improved player. Okay, now the next set of awards here, these were voted on by the players with a little bit of coach input, but again, we didn't really have to step in. We didn't really have to step in. These were kind of unanimous. There were really no close ties, anything like that would require a coach vote or anything like that. We're going to start with our Special Teams Player of the Year. Tremendous job. Again, it's just such a lost thing. That's why I take a lot of pride in coaching special teams as the head coach. I'm a big believer in them, and it's just our players, certainly the last 3 years, have embraced special teams. Frankly, they've won us games in the past. And, I think this award, no question, goes to a young man who deserves it. Special Teams Player of the Year, John Moore. All right, next up, Again, voted on by the team. Okay, voted on by the team. Our Defensive Lineman of the Year, Isaac Groth. Here, man, come on over here. Come get this one. You can't carry it. Okay, moving on. Offensive Lineman of the Year, again, voted on by his teammates. Offensive Lineman of the Year, Max Schwesing. Okay, our Defensive Player of the Year, voted on by his teammates. Peyton Gout. Offensive Player of the Year, voted on by his teammates. Talib. And our final award for the night, all right, our most valuable player, again, voted on by his teammates, unanimous. He'll need another helper and a bigger shelf. Isaac Groth. Okay, you're going to take this, you're going to carry it to the table. Congrats, bud. Good job. Again, it was evident to me, unfortunately, when Isaac went down, I wouldn't say the team, but certainly our defense looked way different. So great job by all those young men, and well deserved. All right. Before I turn it over to, actually I will turn it over. Let's turn it over to, if any seniors want to come up, say some thanks. That would be nice. I'm sure your parents would appreciate it. So let me rephrase this. Come up and thank your parents. And then I'll have some closing remarks and we'll get everyone out of here.
Hello, everyone. Thank you guys for all coming out. First I want to thank my parents. I mean, you guys, coaches have talked about it this year. I went through a lot of off-season hard work. I really wouldn't have worked as hard as I could if I wasn't knowing who I was working for. And I think those two people are the ones that I was working the hardest for. I also want to thank my sister. She's always there no matter what. She shows up to everything from when I was on Little League and the Orioles to Churchill football. There was not one thing she ever missed, and I think she maybe missed one thing and she was the most upset about it. But I also want to thank Coach Feigel for always believing in me. I mean, I will say I probably didn't have the greatest junior season ever, but Coach Feigel believed in me during the offseason to work my butt off to become the player I wanted to be, and I think it paid off. And lastly, I want to thank Coach Deane. Once again, working in the off season, I knew he was the one I wanted to make proud. I told him so many times, I was like, Coach, this is our year. I think the first year he came, it was all right, but I definitely wanted to make it special for my senior year. So yeah, thank you to everyone.
I'm Peyton, if you guys didn't know. I just wanted to thank my parents. They've been to every single game ever since I started playing football. I appreciate them very much for driving me when I didn't have a car. And all my coaches that have been there through my 3 years on varsity. And really appreciate Coach Plaucha always being there for me through track and football. And Coach Barrick always being there, being my biggest supporter, playing O-line. But yeah, thank you for everything. Go Chargers. Yeah.
I just want to thank my parents, my mom, my dad, always supporting me and, paying for football and stuff and, putting in a spirit of hard work into me that I use for all my athletics. And then I want to thank my coaches, like my position coaches, Coach Feigel, Coach Barrick, for everything y'all taught me, and the rest of the coaches too. I'll take it on for the rest of my life, and thank you so much.
All right, first I want to thank God. He's given me so much strength and courage, and He guided me through the toughest part of my life. He gave me a profound view on the way I live my life. I'm truly blessed to have the opportunity to play football for 13 years. I also want to thank my mom. Through my entire high school journey, she has been my biggest supporter, and she taught me perseverance, trust, and hope, values that carries me through life situations. She's had the biggest impact on my life, and she continues to guide me through everything. I want to thank my coaches as well for shaping me into a better person and a better citizen. I especially want to thank Coach Lebar. You've been there since day one, from my first day as a freshman to my last as a senior. Finally, thank you to everyone who's been a part of this journey. It's been an unforgettable experience, and I'm grateful for every moment. It was great being a Churchill Charger. Number 4 out.
Hi, I'm Ethan. I want to start off by saying thank you to my parents for the support they gave me all 4 years. I could have never imagined the amount they would have gone through just to see me play football, and it's such a blessing to have them in my life, and even raising me to be the young man I will be soon today. Thank you to my coaches and teammates who have also supported me throughout my 4 years here, and I want to give 2 special thank yous. First, to Coach P. The amount of care he showed to me this year, I could have never imagined getting so close to him, being in such a tight relationship with him, and it's truly a blessing. And then I also want to thank Coach Lebar for going out of his way when I was a freshman to build a special relationship with me and being a great mentor through these 4 years, and until now being my position coach at receiver for my last year.
I just want to thank my mom and dad for being very involved. Like, my entire time playing football, you guys really helped me out and kept going. I want to thank my brother for inspiring me to play football when I was a little kid. Watching him made me want to play. I want to thank everybody who's coached and mentored me through the years, and that's all.
First, I'd like to thank my mom for playing both roles in my life as a mom and dad. Second, I'd like to thank Coach Lebar, become my best friend in the coaching role. I'd like to thank all the coaches and all my teammates I had. We built bonds and we're all brothers.
I just want to thank my parents for pushing me through everything, and then I want to thank my teammates and my coaches.
I just want to thank my mom, my dad. I want to thank Coach Brooks for giving me a chance. And that's it.
I want to thank my mom for letting me play. At first, she was not going for this at all. Of course. But Smitty had a great talk with her, and then I thank you for everything. Thank you for bringing me out, and thank you for doing for everything that you do.
Hi, I'm Max, and I would just like to thank my parents. Neither of them have ever missed anything involving athletics. They've taken time off work. They've been to everything for me. Thank you to all my teammates. You guys are my brothers. And thank you to all my coaches, especially Coach P. You're there for everybody, especially for me and Peyton. Thank you to Barrick, teaching me everything I know for the O-line.
I just want to say thank you to my parents for always having my back and pushing me to be the person I am today. My coaches for believing in me and giving me the best chance to succeed. And God for putting me in the position to excel at the sport that I love. Also got to say thanks to my teammates. There's no one I would rather have spent my senior season with. And tear it up next year, Joey.
Funny story about Max's dad. I think it was 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. Legit watched a football game from his fire truck at John Glenn. All right, some closing remarks here. Seniors, don't forget your banners. Don't forget to take those, and don't forget your helmet placards here as well. Take those home with you. In closing, as we turn the page from one chapter to the next, I want to pause and offer one more heartfelt thank you. To our players, thank you for trusting us and giving us your best. To our coaches, thank you for investing your time, your energy, and your hearts into other people's children. To our seniors, thank you for leaving everything you had on the field and for helping shape the standard of this program. And to our parents, thank you for entrusting your sons to us and for partnering with us on this journey. We may not all share the same philosophy on how to raise a child, but we can all agree on this. Teenage boys need discipline, structure, and purpose. Football remains one of the last great arenas that provides exactly that. an environment where young men learn accountability, resilience, and what it means to be a part of something bigger than themselves. Our country needs football coaches now more than ever. As we look ahead to the 2026 season, we will step into the shadows, we will embrace the grind, and we will redefine what hard work truly means. Stay tuned. With the help of this senior class, the rebrand of Churchill football has been reignited. Thank you very much, everyone. Appreciate it.